Hey, it's Chef Evelyn, and I am back with another video. And today I want to talk about how to cure inconsistent income in your chef business. I feel like this is a very important topic, specifically right now this year. I feel like, if you've clicked on this video, you have experienced inconsistent income, inconsistent revenue in your chef business, and you are over it. And so we're going to talk about why it is that you may be experiencing inconsistent income and what you need to do about it. Okay, so here's the thing. Typically when people are like asking questions like, how do I market my chef business, or how do I increase my prices, or all these different things, what they're really saying is, how do I get more revenue? Like, how do I get more income, or how do I get more consistent income coming in, right? Like, how do I have something in place that I know that I'm always going to be bringing in new clients, new contracts, new things like that, right? And so here's the thing. I want you to know that you're not crazy, okay? And if you are experiencing inconsistent income in your chef business, I want to start by saying that it probably has nothing to do with the quality of your food. You probably already know that, but I feel like I need to say that so you can just take that off the plate. And also, it may not even have to do with your pricing. It may not be that your pricing is too high. It may not be that your pricing is too low, because there is a consumer base or a customer base for every price point, from bargain price points to middle of the road price points to premium price points. So this is not about, this particular video or this what you're experiencing. It's probably not about pricing, okay? This is not even necessarily about branding. I know for the years I've talked about high-end culinary brands, but what I can tell you is that what I'm going to share with you in this video, it almost doesn't matter what your pricing is, and it almost doesn't matter what kind of brand you have, and it almost doesn't even matter what the service that you offer is. So whether you're doing personal chefing, private chefing, catering, meal prep, cooking classes, events, dinner parties, brunches, you name it, right? Specialized desserts, custom cakes, whatever the case may be, I can tell you that if you are not experiencing the kind of consistent cash flow that you want, there's a very simple problem and a very simple fix. So let's get right into it. So first and foremost, I just want to put the statement out here. The reason why most chefpreneurs experience inconsistent income is because they have inconsistent marketing. I just want to say that one more time. The reason why most chefs, maybe you, it has definitely been me before, okay? And if I'm not careful, right, and I don't keep my marketing up, the same thing happens to me. The reason why you experience inconsistent income, inconsistent clients, inconsistent cash flow, inconsistent inquiries, inconsistent paid invoices, all that kind of stuff, however you want to phrase it, right? Inconsistent brand deals, inconsistent enrollments in your cooking classes, whatever it is that you offer as a chefpreneur, it's usually because you have inconsistent marketing, okay? And I want to say this, right? You might be like, okay, I know that, but let's break it down a little bit further. Typically, if you have inconsistent marketing, this is what I've seen with myself, this is what I've seen with my clients over the years, this is what I see with other chefs, is there are a couple of reasons why you might have inconsistent marketing, okay? The first, maybe you don't actually know how to market your service. You know how to cook, you know how to bake, you know how to do the actual work of what you do, but as far as the promotion of it, okay, you're like, I don't know. You may think that you hate social media. You're like, I don't want to have to share my personal life online, right? You might feel like, I don't want to turn into a content creator. I'm a chef. I'm not a food blogger. Like, I just want to just book these services, okay? And run me my invoice, right? I've been there, like, what, like I put it out there. Okay, like why aren't people booking? So it may be a case that you don't know how to market your chef services, okay? It could be also that you are marketing, but it's sporadic, right? Like you're marketing when you get a chance, right? And it's like, it's not that you don't know that it's important. It's just that maybe you don't fully understand how important it is, and so it comes last, right? Your to-do list includes, right, shopping, measing, cooking, client delivery, fulfilling whatever it is that somebody has booked you for. And then when you feel like you get a moment, you're like, oh, I probably should promote my business. Or what I've seen happen more often than not is somebody will book like a big client, right? So whether you get like a big catering deal or you book a private, athlete or celebrity client or something like that, and you feel like, well, I don't need to market. And then if they don't renew your contract, if you even have a contract, because I've seen that happen, you're kind of like just out there up a creek without a paddle because you haven't been marketing your business consistently. And now you're trying to rev up and trying to get new clients, and you're just like, oh, right. Like, why does it have to be so challenging? I've sat in circles with chefs and they're just like, it's the marketing. And I want to say this, marketing has to be a priority because marketing equals money. Okay. There is no money without marketing. Okay. And there's more to marketing than social media, right? So if you're like, Evelyn, if you're about to tell me to post on Instagram 3 times a day, I'm not going to do that. Right. And most of the marketing advice you're getting from those people, they don't know how to sell a service, like particularly not a food service, like catering, dinner, parties, meal prep, cooking classes, things like that. Right. The next thing is maybe you don't know who to market to. And here's the thing, does everybody eat? Yes, they do. But not everybody needs your service. And so it could be that you're marketing inconsistently. And that's why you have an inconsistent income, is because you don't know who to market to. Okay. And you're just like, okay, I'm just going to put it out there and hopefully, it'll land with the right people. But how's that working? That's got to be stressful. It's got to be frustrating. It's got to be overwhelming. And it's got to feel like you're overworking and under earning, right? Because you're pumping out marketing and then you're not getting the return on it. And so you kind of fall back or you quit for a while because you're like, this is too much work. And it feels like too much work because you're not getting the return. Because if you were getting the kind of income that you wanted, you would be like, listen, I'm about to do this all day, every day, right? So it might be that you don't know who to market to, okay? The next thing why you might be marketing inconsistently is you don't know where to market your business. Maybe you're one of those people that you're like, I do not like social media or whatever, even though if you're watching this video, right, you're online, right? But, or maybe you've succumbed to the belief that social media is the only way to market your business. And there's like 50 other ways to do it, but you don't know where to go, right? Because if you don't know who you're marketing to, then you don't know where to market to them at, right? And when you don't know where to market, okay, then your marketing becomes inconsistent, right? You also may not know what to market. So let's say you are marketing on social media. Maybe you're like, hey, social media is fine. I don't really have a problem with it, but you're just kind of posting without a plan. Right? Like you're just kind of like sharing pictures of your food. You're just telling people to click the link in your bio. And you're like, I'm marketing my business and it doesn't really seem to be doing what you want it to do. Right? It's because you might not be posting the right type of things to get clients. Okay. And I'm going to get into that in a second about what kind of content to not post if you are going to be doing social media. And then you may just be overwhelmed, right? You might just be like, I feel like I've tried all these different things. You've listened to 11 videos. You've been on people's podcasts. You've taken some online social media coaches guide to Instagram. Maybe somebody told you to run ads. And let me just say why I bring up ads. There is nothing wrong with ads. Ads can be very, very useful. But I see a lot of chefs' ads showing up in my feed. And I'm like, I'm not a part of your target market because I'm also a chef, which means I know that your ad targeting is off, right? And so you could be pumping money into ads and wondering why you're not getting a return. Okay, so there could be a myriad of reasons why your marketing is inconsistent, but any of those or any combination of those, whether you don't know how to get started, who to market to, where to market, what to market, or maybe you don't really fully understand the power of marketing, which we're going to talk about here in a second. Any of those things will create inconsistent income, will create inconsistent inquiries, will create inconsistent paid invoices, inconsistent clients, inconsistent cash flow. And what you want is that's stressful, right? To have inconsistent income, that is super stressful, because it feels like you're always trying to like hustle and trying to get the next client and or the next booking or whatever the case may be. And you're like, okay, yes, referrals are great, but you can't really control referrals, right? You can't necessarily influence them. You can only hope for them, and you should have a system in place for that. You absolutely should. And a lot of chefs make it, and they make decent income on referrals only. But what happens if that dries up, right? And not having your marketing in place? It's like, well, then how do you increase your income if you want to, right? If you want to, run a promotion, run a sale, something like that. So that is the main reason why your income is probably inconsistent, is inconsistent marketing for one of those reasons, or a mixture of those reasons. Okay. So let's talk about what it takes to cure it. What is the cure for inconsistent income in your chef business? It's really, really simple. If you watch my video, which was very, very long, it was like 2.5 hours long. It's called The Truth About Chefpreneurship, but I really, really go in on this point in that video. I talk about that you need a system. So when it comes to marketing your chef business, part of the reason why it's inconsistent is because you don't have a system, right? And haphazard marketing will give you haphazard results, right? Occasional marketing will give you an occasional income, right? Marketing as an afterthought will give you invoices as an afterthought, right? And then you're on this roller coaster of like, am I really a business? Do I want to quit? Do I want to give up? Do I want to go get a job? I'm sick of this. And you're trying all these random tactics, and it's because you don't have a strategy in place, right? So you're just trying ads, or you're just trying posting on Instagram, or you're like, oh, I need to get my followers up on TikTok, or I want to start a YouTube channel, or okay, I want to, maybe you think you need to change the service that you're offering because you feel like it's not selling. And it's like, it's probably none of that, right? But marketing tactics without marketing strategy is like going to the grocery store and just getting random ingredients that don't go together, and you have no menu or no recipe in place, right? And while we may be able to do that in food, right, you cannot do that in marketing. Like sometimes I'll hear people say things like they have a location specific business, let's say catering, okay? And then they're like, I want to start my YouTube channel. And I'm like, that don't even match, okay? Like, right? It doesn't match, because while YouTube can be used for marketing, and there's nothing wrong with that, if you're trying to use YouTube to get clients, you're probably not going to get the results that you want for your local based catering business. If you're running ads and you're running them to other chefs or foodies who like to cook, but you want people to book your services, that's inconsistent, that's incongruent, right? And so you need a marketing strategy and you need a marketing system, right? And the reason why you need a marketing system is because you need your marketing to be consistent, right? So when it comes to having a system, there is no success in any area of your life, and particularly any area of your business, without a system, right? So success in any area has to require a system. Just like delivering what you offer, the reason why you can provide quality meals and your food is good is because you probably have a system for that, right? You can't scale your chef business without systems, right? You won't create sustainable income without a marketing system. And the thing is, if you really think about it, and I go into this more in depth in the Truth About Chefpreneurship video that I did. It's more like a 2.5 hour masterclass, like workshop intensive. Okay. But everything around us that runs consistently and gets consistent results is running off of a system. Your phone is running off of a system. Your laptop or your tablet or your desktop, your computer is running off of an operating system. Your body in itself has a respiratory system, has a reproductive system, has a cardiovascular system, has a nervous system, right? Has a digestive system. Everything's running off of systems. Can you imagine if we had to manually figure out how to breathe and pump our heart every day? Everything's running off of a system. Your car is running off of a system. The electricity and the plumbing in your house is running off of a system. Your air conditioning is running off of a system, right? Like everything that is consistent and is giving consistent results is running off of a system. Yet if you want consistent income, you don't have a system. Like that's not going to work, right? And I would tell you, it took me years to figure that out. I'm talking about burnout, frustration, wanting to quit, wanting to burn my business to the ground. And a lot of times, even with my client, they think that they need to completely reconstruct their business and change their pricing and change their website and change this. And it's really just a matter of they just don't have a marketing system in place. They don't know what to put in the marketing system, so they don't have any strategy that is specific to their business, right? Or they've been trying to take strategies that were for food bloggers, or trying to take strategies that are for like online coaches or people who do like educational things or whatever. And they're trying to take strategies from that, or they're trying to copy and see what another chef is doing. And they're trying to take strategies from that. And then they're trying to piecemeal it together. And even if they do that, they don't have a system for that thing to run consistently to give them consistent results, right? So, I mean, even the communities that we're in, right? We have a educational system. And here's the thing about systems. Whether the systems were created to be beneficial or not, right? They work. We have a school system, beneficial, a prison system, okay? And when you hear things like systematic fill in the blank, right? It's because systems are highly effective if designed properly, regardless if the intent of the system is positive or not positive, right? So when it comes to your chef business, if you don't have a marketing system in place with a strategy that matches the service that you provide, right, you're going to consistently have inconsistent income, okay? So I want to say a couple of things about a couple more things about systems, right? So we talked about your marketing, it could be because you don't know what to market, who to market to, where to market to, why you're supposed to be marketing consistently, right? It could be you be overwhelmed, you know what to market, all that kind of stuff. But also when it comes to systems, the reason why you may be struggling is you may not have a system at all, right? Or you may have, or maybe you did have a marketing system, but it's old and outdated. Okay. Like what used to work for you 5 years ago may have dried up and is not working before, which means you could have been solely relying on referrals for years. And you're like, that's not really working for me. Or maybe you've put your chef services on those third-party apps that you're like, they take way too much commission, but it worked to get you started in your chef business, right? But now you're like, okay, I don't want to use that to get clients because they're taking most of the money. So the system is outdated. You might have a broken system, where you may have pieces of marketing in place, but you may not have a comprehensive system that covers all the bases, right? You need to be cooking on all burners for this thing to work. Like, think about your body. If one of your systems drops out, you're in trouble. Like, if your immune system drops out, you're sick. If your cardiovascular system stops working, you're having a heart attack or a stroke, right? If your respiratory system stops working, you already know you have unalived. You're unalived, okay? like this is the importance of systems, right? If a system in your car breaks down, you already know you're probably going to be at a mechanic, right? And so the same thing is in your business, that you have to have all the pieces of your marketing system in place, running, cooking with grease, cooking on all four burners at the same time. Also, you may have the wrong system in place or an incongruent system. It's kind of like when people come to me and they're like, I want to get my followers up for my chef business. And I was like, who cares about followers? Are you getting more inquiries? Are you getting more paid invoices? Like, you could be focusing on the wrong metrics. You could be focusing on the wrong platforms. You could be focusing on the wrong strategies, right? And you don't even know it. You're just like, I know I need to be doing something, right? So you could have a wrong system or an incongruent system in place, right? Like, you probably wouldn't be posting your chef business on Pinterest if you're trying to get private dinner parties, right? Like you probably know that that doesn't work, but the same is true with other, strategies and things like that. Or you might even have an insufficient system, right? Where there's holes in it, okay, or it needs to be expanded. Maybe your goals have increased, right? Maybe who your clientele is has changed. Maybe your services have changed, and so you might need to expand or enhance the current system you have, right? Like maybe you've maxed out referrals and word of mouth, and you're like, okay, that's still working in the background and it's still keeping me going, but I can't seem to grow. Like I can't seem to hit the next goal. And it's because you may not have a sufficient enough marketing system to get you to the next level, right? To get you to that next income goal that you have. Okay. So, okay, like I'm probably speaking super fast because I'm just super passionate about this, because I've been wanting to talk about this for years, and this is why I'm doing like a special marketing pop-up. And I thought about doing like a masterclass or a workshop, and I was like, that's not what you need, right? Like you can try to Google some things and whatever. What you need is to actually build your marketing systems, right? And then like build it, run it, learn about it later, right? It's all about implementation, because particularly with the holiday season coming up, at least at the time of recording this video, if you see this later, apply it, what you can at the time. It's like you need to have the system set up and running, okay? And then you can come back later after it's running and understand all the mechanics behind it, right? It's kind of like if you go to the hospital because like you're having a heart attack, the first thing they're going to do is be like, let's get you to not have a heart attack. We can talk about lifestyle changes later, right? You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not breathing, okay, they're going to try to fix your respiratory system first, and then they can talk to you about lifestyle changes later, right? They may be like, okay, you're not breathing, but also you might need to lose 20 pounds. That's not important right now. We can talk about that later, right? And so I'm doing a special Labor Day promotion. I've never ever done a special pop-up promotion. Typically when I do things, like I offer them again and again and again. But I was like, I just felt inspired to do this. I just felt inspired to shoot this video. Like I didn't even comb my hair, right? I was like, I already had some makeup on for something else. I was like, let me do this video because I just feel inspired, right? And I've got two options for you. So one is, I'm calling it Mise and Place your marketing, right? Get all your marketing in place, Mise and Place your marketing. And I've got two options. One option is a group intensive where I'm only taking 5 to 10 people in this session, right? And the other one is a private one-on-one intensive. And in that, we are going to build out your marketing system. This is not like a lecture. This is like, okay, here are the 5 components that need to go into your marketing system. And then we're going to customize the strategy specific to your business, because I get so frustrated when I see like these articles online, or I see people talking about marketing, and it's like, and I see chefs like engaging, and I'm like, that's actually not going to work for you, right? Because those marketing tactics don't work for the kind of businesses that we have, right? So there's the group intensive where I'm only taking like a handful of people because I want to be able to give individual strategies. It's going to be a 1-day working session, right? So it's, typically before when I do like my master classes and things like that, there's a lot of teaching and then there's Q&A. This is going to be much different, where it's literally like hour by hour you're going to implement the marketing system that you need, right? And so that by the time you leave, your marketing system is set up, okay? And if it's not fully set up, it's not going to take you much longer to get it set up so that you're ready to go for the holidays. So there's the group version and then there's the private version. If you're like, hey, listen, I want one-on-one, I want you to map it out for me. I don't want to do it in a group. I don't care nothing about that. Tell me exactly what to do. Look at my business. Tell me what the marketing needs to be based on, your preferred style, your business, your goals, all that kind of stuff. Then there is a private intensive option. So there's the group intensive option, which I'm doing like 5 to 7 people max. Okay. Probably the max is 10 people. And then there's the one-on-one private option. And here's where the Labor Day promotion is going to go in place. every day from now, which today is Monday, okay, today is actually Labor Day. This is why I say I was inspired, because I'm working on a holiday, okay, is every day the investment will go up. So the sooner you make a decision about whether or not you want to join the group intensive or the individual intensive, then the more of a discount you'll save until it gets all the way up to its regular price by Friday, right? So this is just a 5-day promotion. Okay. The group intensive is going to be next Tuesday. And then for the private one-on-one intensive, you can book it anytime throughout the month of September, right? I'm only taking 5 one-on-ones though. I'm only taking 5, right? Because there's only so many weeks in September. And I like to do a lot of research, right? Like I'll be probably like auditing your social media, your website. There's some pre-work that I need to get some information on to design your marketing system. I call it a marketing matrix. My clients, when I was doing the chef's table, they know what I'm talking about, but I will be designing it with you, almost for you, in the private intensive. So listen, if you are interested, I'm going to keep this really casual. You can email me. Okay, I'm going to leave a link to the contact form. You can email me and we can talk about all the details, right? I didn't even have time to put up an information page because I felt like I was like, you need to get this in September, because October, November, and December are like huge money making months for chefs. And if you can have your marketing system up and running, you could really end this year well and set yourself up really well for the beginning of the year, where sometimes it tends to slow down. But if your marketing is in place, right, you can kind of coast into the new year and have even more income. And then you can just run this over and over and over. And so what's great about this, in both of these, I'm giving you a 90-day marketing plan, right? So you can literally take this marketing plan and just rerun it every quarter. Rerun it every quarter until you're ready to hit your next goal and you feel like you need to tweak it some, right? And then that way, you're like, okay, I got it. But as a bonus, okay, so not only will the price go up or the investment go up every single day, right, up until Friday till it gets to its full investment, but as a bonus, okay, if you register and pay in full before Friday, well, it's by Friday. So before Friday, I'm going to bonus you with a private marketing masterclass where I am going to teach you, right? This is the learning part, so that you can understand what we put into the marketing system, right? So that if you need to tweak it along the way, you can understand what each component of the system is doing, right? It's kind of like if you understand what's happening in your car, you can go in and tweak it yourself. But if you don't know how to change your own oil, if you don't know how to change your own spark plugs or brake pads or something like that, clearly I don't know about cars, then you're probably not going to go in there and mess with it, right? But if you knew enough, you could go in there and tweak it and be like, okay, I'm fine. I don't need to take it into the mechanic. So that's my bonus gift to you. Like I said, I'm probably not going to do this again. I don't know. It's just something that came to me, and I'm really, really excited about it. So to wrap up this video, I want to just dispel some common myths about marketing, and then I'll get out of your hair. Okay, so I wrote down some things that I really feel like it's important for you to know when it comes to marketing your chef business. I just want to dispel some myths. And here's the thing. If you are doing any of these things, I'm not trying to pick at you, but I just want to shake your shoulders a little bit and to help you see that these things might not be benefiting you. And so you can save your time, you can save your energy, right? You can save your money or whatever the case may be by, avoiding some of these things. I actually wrote them down. Okay. So I'm going to read them to you. Number 1, posting pictures of your food is not marketing. It's just posting, and posting is not marketing, right? Posting can be a tactic for marketing, but just posting pictures of your food is not going to do anything. And I want you to think about why. So let's say you post a picture of your food. Think about this. Think about all the steps somebody is going to have to go through just to inquire about your service. Even if they see it, because we know how the algorithms be algorithming, okay? Even if they see it, they may have to see it and go, oh, that looks good. Then they're going to have to tap on your profile. Then they're going to have to tap on the link in your bio. Then they're going to have to go to their website. Then they're going to have to say, what do they offer? Is this a class? Is this a dinner party? Is this catering? Is this personal chefing? Whatever. Then they're going to have to search around your website, right? Then they're going to have to see your inquiry. Like, it's 50,000 steps in between them seeing that picture that you're assuming that they're going to take, right, to book you. You know, people don't have that long of an attention span. Okay, the second thing is educational content and cooking tips do not sell services. Let me say this. Every time I hear my clients or chefs talk about they want to like share educational content, I'm like, that's going to get you likes. That may even get you saves. It might even get you followers. What is not going to bring you is paying clients. Because if you offer a food service, catering, personal chefing, meal prep, dinner parties, things like that, the majority of those people don't want to cook for themselves. So anybody who wants an educational tip around cooking is looking to cook for themselves. The marketing doesn't match the individual, right? So educational cooking tips, not a thing, right? Recipes, same thing. If you're sharing recipes, keep in mind, you are not a food blogger. I really want to like just run this one home. You are not a food blogger. Okay? You are a service provider. If people are asking for your recipes instead of asking for a booking link, your marketing is incongruent. Okay? I said this before, I want to say it again. You don't want followers. You want inquiries and paid invoices. I have clients making $200,000-$300,000 a year that have less than 4,000 followers on social media. Okay, and I've seen chefs who have a lot of followers on social media and who aren't making hardly any money. Okay, because the marketing strategies that they're using don't match the service that they offer. Okay. Also, I said this before, stop marketing your business like a food blogger. There's nothing wrong with being a food blogger. But if you're watching this video, you're not that. So trying to create content like you're a food content creator is going to be ineffective, right? Like it may be growing your social medias, but it may not be growing your bank account. Okay, let me keep going, right? Food quotes and memes also do not book clients. Cause what? Like they're gonna laugh or they're gonna like it. They're gonna double tap it and then they're gonna keep scrolling. You want them to be signing invoices and contracts, not double tapping. Double tap on this pay button. Okay. So also things that are unrelated to your business. Let me tell you, I follow a lot of chefs from my gourmet grad school account, right? And the amount of bikini pics and video game stuff and just random stuff that has nothing to do with their business. And I'm like, it's the quickest way, one, to get an unfollow, because I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And two, what is it doing? Okay. Like, is that going to bring you clients? If you're posting on social media, your post should be bringing you paid clients. Okay. Also, if you don't have a target market, who are you marketing to? Think about it like this, right? Okay. Target market. Let's think about the actual store Target. Their logo is a bullseye, right? That's your target marketing. Marketing is like the bow and the arrow that you pull back that you're aiming at the target, right? So if you have no target market, you have no bullseye that you're trying to point to, right? So how are you ever going to land it? Like, who are you talking to? And just because everybody eats doesn't mean everybody hires you for your services, okay? I said this earlier, if you're running ads and your ads reach me, your targeting is off, okay? So there's that, right? There are so many more ways to market your chef business than social media. Social media can be super effective, right? But I know chefs who are making multiple six figures in their businesses and beyond, And some of them don't even use social media, okay, at all, right? So if the only version of marketing you know is social media, it's time to expand your horizons, right? All right. I also want to say this. And this one, this is gonna burn a little bit. This is gonna burn a little bit. It's gonna sting a little bit. But I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me, and I want you to rock with me well, right? And this is very, as a culinary artist or any kind of artist, this is very, very hard to swallow. Okay. Marketing your business is actually more important than your mastery of cooking. I know. I know. Hold on. Okay. I know that's hard to hear. I know. Marketing your business is more important than mastering your culinary skill. And I am not saying that mastering your skill is important, but we have seen this time and time again where you have seen a chef who you're like, they stay booked and you don't understand why. Okay. Like, you're not trying to judge, but also, okay, we've seen this in the music industry. We've seen people that you're like, they cannot sing, yet they seem to be way more successful than somebody else. Pick an industry. You've seen this in the workplace. There are people who get promoted who are not as qualified, right? Technically, right? The master of whatever their skill is over people who are more qualified. And it's all of those reasons is because they are better at marketing. They're better at putting themselves out there consistently, right? And so they could even, dare I say, they can be mediocre at their skill set, but they have mastered marketing. There are celebrities that we know that we're like, we don't even know why you're famous or remain to be famous, because we're like, you don't even really have a skill. They do have a skill. The skill is called marketing. Okay. I know that that's a hard one. I know that that's a hard one, right? And so also want to say this, marketing is so important because if nobody knows you and knows what you do, then nobody can pay you. Okay. If they don't know that you exist, they cannot pay you. And I want to dispel this final myth because I know this video is getting really, really long. This is the last thing I'll say is that I want you to let go of this idea that since I built it, they will come. It's not true. You built it, and if you tell people over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, some of them will come. And that over and over and over again is marketing, right? And the only way to do marketing without being burnt out, without being frustrated, without being overwhelmed, without being exhausted is to have a system in place. And so if you want a customized strategies for your specific business and you want to build the system out before we get into the holidays, and then now you've waited another 4 months and you're trying to build it, right? Then I suggest you either join the group intensive if that investment is a little bit more palatable to you, or if you're like, I want my one-on-one custom private strategy and system, then you can do the private intensive. So keep in mind, I'm only doing 5 privates and I'm only allowing 5, 7, 10. I'm really pushing it for the group intensive, right? The dates, all that will be listed below. So that's all I wanted to say. Let me know in the comments below if this video was helpful. Let me know if you're like, yeah, my marketing is non-existent or is trash. If you decide to invest today, okay, you will have a discount, but it will go up probably by $100 each day, I'm thinking. So if you wait, you'll pay more, but that's all right because you'll still get the same result. Anyway, with that being said, thank you for watching. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can DM me on Instagram or you can email me to grab your slot. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right. Peace.